Hello everyone, welcome to Screen Scream. I'm Viola. In today's episode, we're going to talk about Asian niche movies. Well, they're not really niche movies, but I think they are good movies that not many people would notice. And that's exactly the reason why I'd like to talk about them in the show. So let's start with the introduction of the first new movie we're going to talk about today, Becoming Who I Was. After a Buddhist boy in the highlands of northern India discovers that he is the reincarnation of a centuries-old Tibetan monk, his godfather takes him on a journey to discover his past. The first new movie we're going to talk about today is Becoming Who I Was. It's pretty special because it's about Tibetan monk. It talks about Tibetan Buddhism. So the background set in either India or China. But the thing is, this movie was made by Korean team. As you may know, this topic is kind of controversial. So maybe Indian team or Chinese team wouldn't want to make a story out of this. So a Korean team took action. And this is actually not a new movie. It was made in 2017, but it's the first time that it was released in Taiwan. It won the K Plus Generation International Jury's Prize at the 2017 Berlin Film Festival, and it got nominated by a lot of awards. It took the Korean director Jong Jin 8 years to film this, and he recorded the destiny and growth of this pure and adorable living Buddha. So once a kid is recognized as the reincarnation of the Tibetan monk, he would be called Rinpoche. It's a respected nickname for them. But the thing in Becoming Who I Was is that he was displaced, can we say displaced, in another country far from his homeland. And the temple he belongs to and his disciples are still in China, and they can't come to greet him. Therefore, this Rinpoche and his godfather, they live in a very poor mountain village. They take care of each other, waiting for the reunion of their destiny. But years have passed. People start to doubt whether he's the real Rinpoche or not. So he and his godfather decide to embark on a very difficult but very magnificent journey. They're going to cross the whole India just to return to the temple that represents their faith and their belonging. It's a documentary, so if you're interested in documentary or the story of Rinpoche, I recommend that you can go watch this movie this weekend. And now let's move on to the second new movie, which is a Japanese one. The Garden of Sinners, A Study in Murder, Part 1. August 1995. Mikiya first meets Shiki in a white kimono during a snowing day. Later on, at the high school freshman ceremony, Mikiya sees Shiki in the crowd and chases after her, introducing himself to her. But Shiki hides a big secret. A wave of bizarre murders occur around many loose ends, and no suspects. There are still many questions. Who to believe? Who is the murderer? What is the secret of Shiki? And especially, who is Shiki? The second new movie we're going to talk about today is a Japanese one, and is an anime. Actually, I'm afraid that I won't be able to talk too much about this movie because this IP is one that I haven't heard of. Like, I'm not a person who watches a lot of anime, but I do watch and I follow some of them very seriously. And even with those that I don't follow, I pay attention to them because they're just so popular. But this one, I happen to not know anything about it. The story is about a girl who has two identifications, and there's a murder. It's a serial killing event. So there are suspicion and psychological pressure both in this movie. What we heard in the introduction was 1995 August, but from the information I found, it says 1995 April. So I think the two protagonists, they met each other in April, but the story happened in August. So these two people, they are very friendly towards each other, like they're not aggressive and they don't like everything. So although they are totally different, they become closer and closer because of the destiny. But there's a past that's full of suspicion and destinies, and it's going to begin. Everything's going to begin. If you watch this animation, you will know more about this story. And actually, this is not the first movie version of this anime. The first one was in 2007. It's called The Garden of Sinners 1 Overlooking View. And the second one was released in 2008. But actually, it's chapter 3. It's called The Garden of Sinners Remaining Sense of Pain. And the latest one before this one was in 2013, The Garden of Sinners Recalled Out Summer. But it has been 12 years. I'm not sure if the information I found was correct. If it is, then it has been 12 years since this IP released another movie version. Then I guess that's why I've never heard about it. But if you're a fan of this anime, you probably want to watch the latest movie version. And before we move on to Top 007 and talk about all the movies on the charts this week, let's review what we had from last week first. Top 3, Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Top 2 was Wicked for Good. And top 1, Zootopia 2. Now let's listen to top 7 to top 4, see what movies we're going to talk about today. Top 6, Chainsaw Man, the movie, Raise Art. Jujutsu Kaisen Shibuya Incident. Top 5, A Foggy Tale. Top 4, Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. No es el Freddy's que recordaba.
There are some new movies on this part of the chart this week, but actually they're not new movies. So let's start from top 6. There are two movies that are top 6 this week. Chainsaw Man the movie, Raise Arc, and Jujutsu Kaisen Shibuya Incident. They're both Japanese animations. So you can see, plus what we just talked about, there are many good Japanese animes recently. And the thing is that not just in Asia, people in North America love them too. Actually, Chainsaw Man the movie Raise Arc was released in Taiwan, I don't know, a month ago? But because it just released in the US not a long time ago, it's back on the chart. And Jujutsu Kaisen Shibuya Incident, Sam. It's a little bit late to be released in the US, but whenever it's released, it's got the population. Top 5, A Foggy Tale is a Taiwanese movie. It's pretty good. It won a lot of Golden Horse Awards. It talks about the White Terror in Taiwan, which is a sad story. But if you go watch A Foggy Tale, you will be touched. And the relationship between characters in the movie will definitely move you because they're from different, I wouldn't say races because it doesn't work that way in Taiwan, but they're from different origins, let's say it that way. But they can cooperate with each other for a greater vision. Last but not least, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I don't understand why this movie gets on the chart. I mean, it was released in early December, both in Taiwan and the US. So I don't know why. Well, it was on the charts for, I don't know, 1 or 2 weeks, and then it's gone. But now it's back. I don't know why people would like to watch it before Christmas. It's just so weird. But anyway, let's move on to top three to top one. Top three.
Everything that
Now you see
disappears
me,
reappears.
now you don't.
It is very good to be back.
Come up, you're gonna be our helper.
Okay.
Top two. Wicked for good.
There's no going back.
This
This is between us, the wizard, and us.
Top one. Zootopia 2.
Bunny, Fox! This is a make or break assignment. Fail and I will split you up.
No snake has set foot in Zootopia.
Wow, exactly the same as last week. So I don't really know what else I can tell you. But let's begin. Top three. Now you see me, now you don't. As you may know, and what I already told you in the previous weeks, that it's a movie about magic, but also it's kind of like the Ocean series before. They steal money, and you can say they help poor, or they just want to show that they are very good. It's entertaining, especially if you're someone who like special effects and if you like magic, then I think Now You See Me, Now You Don't is probably a movie that you will like. And the best part is that all the original actors from the first one came back to be in this one. So it won't disappoint you. Top two, Wicked for Good. It's the second episode of this theme. I don't know if they will make a new version of Wizard of Oz after this one, but if you like this topic, then you can just go to the movie theater and enjoy this show. I would say it's a show. Of course, I know the format is a movie, but it's adapted from a play and it's a musical. So you can sing along. And the setting, the wardrobe, and the art design is just so splendid. Like the green and the pink that represent the two protagonists are just wonderful. You can see them all in this movie. Top 1, Zootopia 2. I think this is probably the most suitable movie to watch for everyone because even if you are a grandpa, a grandma, or if you have little kids, you all can enjoy Zootopia 2 together. Once again, it's a real world story told through stories within animals. And they're so cute. I remember in the first episode, they tried to break some stereotypes, like the animals that you think are the most harmless are actually the bad guy, and those who look very villainous are actually pretty warm. I mean, of course, if you see people who look really harmful in the real world, it's not that we should avoid them. That's kind of discrimination, but we don't judge a person. Yeah, we don't judge a book through its cover. That's what Zootopia is trying to tell us. And in episode 2, there are snakes. So there are reptiles. That's something interesting. So if you like the first one, I think you will like the second one too. And now it's time for us to wrap up this episode. I know I delayed, but I will try to catch up with the latest episode very soon. So stay tuned and remember to come back. I'm Viola. See you next time.